Heyo everyone, it's AJ, and today it's Monday. And you know what that means. It's Manga Monday! Yeah! And today is a rather special Manga Monday because we are celebrating 100 chapters of Bungo Stray Dogs. We have finally gotten there. 100 chapters of pain. Yeah. And, well, pain it is, because a lot of people were not happy on the Twitter, because, well, given that chapter 100 would generally be a very big chapter, lots of people are complaining the fact that it's practically a half chapter. What a shock. And a lot of people are not happy with what actually happened in the chapter, because thinking that because it's 100, lots of magical things are going to happen, like it's going to be absolutely spectacular. And the fact that it was just, funnily enough, the continuation of the story didn't really sit well with too many people. If you couldn't tell by my sarcasm, I am not one of those people. I actually enjoyed the chapter. Granted, yes, is it a half chapter? Practically it is. So next month is probably going to be a 100.5. And would maybe give the that people are looking for. However, given the fact that we had chapter 98, where obviously we had the big reveal with Chuya, and then we went to chapter 99, where it was all in the airport, and given how 99 ended, the fact that people were surprised it stayed at the airport is a little mind-boggling. But anyway, I could maybe understand the fact that it's a shorter chapter, given it's 100, but you know, the author and the artist have lives and whatnot, so they can have a wee bit of a rest and whatnot. Hey, controversial opinions, but here we go. Let's get into the chapter, shall we? So, we start off, we're back with Ashise and Teriko, and basically Ashise is setting up for them to meet up so that Teriko can meet Rampo. And yeah, I kind of already called it last time, saying how much of a bad idea it was. But anyway, we have that little moment with Teriko being going like, well, we're going to meet up with Rampo here, I'm going to ride your back. What is it with everyone wanting to just ride on Ashise? It's like, yes, we get it, he's a tiger and whatnot, but that doesn't mean you have to ride him. First with Akutagawa, and now we have Teriko. Like, why? Leave the poor boy alone. Obviously, you know, it's a trap when she's acting a wee bitty too excited and whatnot, and, well, essentially acting very childlike. Because she's cooperating a wee bitty too well. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that she's literally like piggybacking onto Ashise is always a bad idea. And I just love this wee scene. Because like Ashise's like, are you actually going to cooperate with us? And she's just like, aye, sure I am. See, like, I'm not hurting you or anything. Like, I'm just riding your back. It's all good. It's all good. And whatnot, and then he's just asking, it's like, oh yeah, well, you'll like tell the others to cooperate with us, right? And she's like, well, one's missing, and well, the other one is, well, a wee bitty busy right now fighting Genji. Not that she really said that, but we know, right? And this is like where the whole scene kind of kicks in. It's like Ashise's like, wait a minute, Rampo said that Juno would be attacked by the vampires and whatnot. And he says this out loud. He's literally speaking his mind and like his thought process. It's like, maybe not do this, but anyway. And he's just like, well, Rampo said that this would happen, and so I actually trust that that's what actually has happened. But obviously, actually, he's just like having this click through his head. He's saying this all out loud, working out the fact that he's realising that, yeah, this is a setup. She isn't actually going to cooperate and whatnot. But then there's also just before, like, it completely clicks. Like, there's a sad little panel of like, Atagawa attacking Juno. And it's just like, he's just clicked at the fact that, oh, yeah, he's probably obviously, they've probably worked out together the fact that Atagawa was a fucking vampire. So then obviously he's realised, he's done it. It's like, great. Oh, but Teriko's just trying to like pass it off. It's like, no, like, he's got it wrong. He's like, we deductions like incorrect and whatnot. And as you see, being the good boy that he is, just sticks up for Rampo and goes like, no, like, Rampo is never wrong. It's like, oh boy. And at that moment, boop, that is when Teriko just goes, oh, fuck this. Like, this was not how torture is meant to go. And it's like, wait, what? It's like, yeah, I was wanting you to confess a lot easier than this, but you're just making it very difficult for me. So, I'm gonna whack you with my fucking cane. And I'm gonna basically use my ability to make you into a little baby, which will make you go to sleep. Yeah. How did I call the fact that the message wouldn't work and whatnot, and also the fact that it was a bad idea for like Teriko to try and meet up with Rampo? Like, it was gonna be a mistake anyway. So, and then with that, after she collapses, well, not collapses, basically falls asleep because he's been turned into a baby. Although it's going to be so fucking cute if they get to that bit in the anime, because it's like, little baby Ashley, like, oh, little baby. It's going to be fucking cute. But, and then that's like the first part of like chapter 100 already gone. So it's already kind of opened up with like, what? And then we go back to the Kenji getting beat up by an adult. Like, Tetsu, I love you, but you need to really stop beating up a kid. And frankly, that doesn't really stop, because they're just going to town at everyone, like each other. Like, Juno, not Juno, Teriko. Nah. Tetsu is just, I don't know. Tetsu is just not giving a fuck. He is just going full at it. And then he just starts talking about Juno. It's just like, it's literally like talking about his boyfriend. It's like, we're in the middle of a fight, but I need to tell you about my boyfriend. Tetsu, what? And he just goes, it's like, everyone misunderstands Juno. And it's just like, just as he's about to like fucking fly kick down into Kenji, just like, this is not the time. Just fight it out. If you want to talk, stop and talk. You just can't just blurt out statements like this and then just kick the shit out of a wee child. Oh, like, Tetsu, I love you. Like, he's like hyping up Juno. He's just like, in his core, he is a hero, but it like despises violence and protects the weak, right? He's cold, but like, he cares, you know, he cares. Just whilst he's beating up a kid, I'm like, you can't really say statements like that and then beat up a child. I'm just, sorry, I just can't get over this whole fucking section. Like, am I ever the biggest Kenji fan? No, like, I do like Kenji, but like, see this scene, like, Kenji does not deserve the fucking brutalness of this scene. And then, despite there's a big ass crater where he's like, Kenji's on the ground where he's fucking like kicked him into it, right? He picks him up, like, Kenji is just like bleeding and everything. He's literally now picking him up by his fucking head, and it's like, wait, last chance, tell me where Juno is. And he's like, he's been trying to tell you, he doesn't know because it's not his fault. Like, what do you expect? Oh, like, Tetsu even admits that he technically should be going after Bram, like, but because how much he cares for Juno, he's going after fucking Kenji, because he's so convinced because this whole fucking book, the power of this stupid book, that it's his fault that Juno's missing, even though he's a fucking vampire by this point because of his fucking boss. Ah, God, it's so frustrating. See when you like a character, but then they're just being absolute fucking twats. You just can't help them. It's like, no. And then literally at that point, like, Tetsu's phone goes off and basically it's Teruko being like, hey, by the way, I have a member of the ADA and I'm going to torture them to, like, basically get the plan of the ADA. Like... So then, obviously, Tetsu's like, right, cool, like, we'll stop everyone to get at you and whatnot, because obviously Kenji's, like, literally right there, and he's like, right, I'll make sure that Kenji doesn't get to you so that he can't save Atsushi. And, oh god, this scene! Like, Kenji literally obviously picks up the fact that she said torture, so he's like, wait, what? Torture? And then Tetsu's just like, yeah, like, your friend can no longer be saved. And then you just get the most haunting panel of Kenji's eyes. Like, you know, that boy, the happy smiley boy, has finally cracked. And you know, you're fucked. Like, oh boy, literally, he just fucking, like, oh, Jesus. Like, at this point, he just, like, grabs Tetsu's hand, because he's obviously still holding him up by the head, right? So he just grabs onto his hand, and then literally just fucking fly kicks him all the way across the room. Like, Tetsu's just kind of like, as he's holding onto, he's like, oh no, something's changed. His aura has changed. It's like, oh yes, you have messed with the wrong boy. And then that is how this chapter ends. Like, Tetsu finally getting his fucking arse kicked properly by a little broken kid. Like, oh, and that's the chapter. Like, yeah, it's very short, but it's still got some major points in there. And obviously me saying it's like a half chapter. In fairness, see next month, if it is another half chapter, right, to finish it off, it's probably still going to be in the airport. That's the thing. Like, I doubt we'll be back to the prison for a few chapters, being honest. Because I feel like they'll want to try and wrap up what's happening now in the airport. I don't feel like they'll try and jump back so soon. But, ooh, I know obviously this chapter didn't really satisfy a lot of people, but I still enjoyed it. That's the main thing. And lots of people were so convinced it was like a half chapter for 99, and it literally isn't until you look at the very beginning of it and it's like, oh, here is celebrating 100 chapters and like selling 1 million copies and whatnot. And the fact that other artists, like, see the artists that have done like the Beast manga, the Dead Apple manga, and Bungo Wan, like, they all made like little like commemorative pieces, and it was just like, oh, congratulations on like 100 chapters, and they're all so cute, especially the wee Wan one. It's just like, yay. But damn, it's just so good. Though I love like all the celebratory artworks, I have to admit my favourite one is the one by Genji, and it's like they did the artwork for, it was like the other stories of Bungo Stray Dogs, like that wee kind of side story. Like they only brought out like 1 volume of it or something like that, and they drew Fyodor, but it looks like they're doing a peace sign. And I just love the thought of just like Fyodor just throwing up a peace sign in photos, just like, oh. And then we get obviously like the beautiful ones that is like of beasts, like of Atagawa, just like the fucking colours. Also, can we also for a mini second talk about how fucking beautiful the 4th volume of Beast is going to be? It is so gorgeous. I actually cannot wait for this volume. Granted, I know it's going to be like maybe at the end of the year or like the beginning of next year by the time we get it in English, but it's so beautiful. I just love it. I just can't get over it. Ah. And then we have the other one that did it for Dead Apple, which I can't fucking wait to get Dead Apple by Oyoyo. And it's the little trio having fucking cake. It's just great. Oh, but yeah. So, well, congratulations on 100 chapters, Bungo Stray Dogs. Fucking love it. Asagiri, you fucking nailed it. Personally. And obviously I can't wait for how like longer the series is gonna go, because we still have a long way to go. I want to hope. I hope. I really hope this big arc isn't the final arc, because I'll be heartbroken. Although granted it's a fucking arc to end on if it is, but so good. But hey, so obviously a slightly smaller Manga Monday because it's obviously a smaller chapter. But, I'm so happy with this series is going. And can't wait till next one. Woohoo! Hopefully this month should begin the first volume of Bungo 1. Hopefully. But we know my luck in fucking pre-orders and granted it's meant to come at the end of the month, I think it is, like the 22nd or something like that. So it probably isn't going to come then. But see if it does. Yay! Because it's like my only last manga book I can get for a while, so I really do hope it comes. Oh, the stupid manga ban I've put on myself. It hurts. It hurts so much. This is like the thing that can keep me going, the fact that I can get my Bungo chapter every month. It's like that new little bit of like spark, like yay, little bit of serotonin, even if it's depression. But anyway, let me know your thoughts down below. Were you one of the people that were kind of disappointed about how short it was, or the fact that we didn't go back to the prison? Just let me know down below. Are you excited where we're going? And well, we'll see what happens. But anyway, until next time, I'm AJ, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.